Hello. I want to talk to you guys today about the number one ingredient in life for happiness and success. So stay with me. Hi guys. Thanks for staying with me. My name is Matt Jones, and I want to help people to empower their lives. And today I'm going to talk about the number one ingredient to happiness. And that number one ingredient is gratitude. Now, you may have heard this term before. You may have heard this very simplistic idea. But for those of us who have actually lived this experience, who have had very dark times, who have had to pull themselves up from the very bottom, you'll realize very quickly that gratitude, the idea of being grateful for everything, is really the key to your happiness and your success ultimately in life. No matter what you're trying to go through, what you're trying to build, what goals you may have, what setbacks you may have, no matter what it is, gratitude is the key to keeping a solid foundation towards your humility and your general feeling of gratefulness. A little bit about me, my backstory. I am a musician by trade. I went to college for that. I got a full-ride scholarship to college for music, and I've had some amazing experiences with that. I've recorded with Disney, Blizzard. I've worked with the Grammys. I've traveled all around the world. I've been to over 40 countries myself, and I've explored my passions. And in my process of pursuing my talents, I've had a lot of setbacks and things that really took me off track and left me very confused. And the thing that always kept me on track was my gratitude, no matter what happened to me. When I was younger, my best friend unfortunately died. He killed himself, unfortunately. My parents divorced. I've been cheated on, and I've even been robbed. And, I'm not saying that to try to gain some sympathy, but I've been through a lot of my life, and I know that if I want to give you some value, I got to tell you, these things that I've been through, then I've really lived it. There's a difference between simply saying, "Oh yeah, be more grateful," and actually living the experience and going through it and going, "You know what? I had nothing, and I learned to pull myself up from nothing. I had no support system around me. I only had my own willpower." And being grateful is what got me through a lot of these experiences in life. And it's extremely valuable to learn. Gratitude is a skill. You have to practice it, So gratitude is the idea of being grateful. It's a disposition. It's a feeling of always having gratitude, no matter what position you're at, whatever event you're at in your life. If you're having a meal with a waiter, and they bring you a water, they bring you food, you're thankful. Somebody opens the door for you, you're thankful, right? Somebody pays you a compliment, you're thankful. That's important. And it's not just a fake attitude. It's not, I want to be nice in order to get something back from people so they know that I'm nice or I'm grateful. It's a feeling in your life, and it's just everything. It really is. You can have nothing and still feel very wealthy. That's why a lot of times I'll meet people from really unprivileged backgrounds who'll be some of the happiest people that you'll ever meet in your life. I remember 2005, I was on my first international trip to Brazil, and I was on the beach, and there was a kid who was selling cheese in a hot pan. He would put cheese on a stick, and I bought it from him, and he just wanted to talk to me. And he just started talking to me about where I'm from, what I do, why I'm in Brazil, and he was just smiling the entire time, and he was just so grateful. And for some reason that day, I was having a bad day. I don't know about what. I'm sure it was something that didn't mean anything, but I left that trip feeling jealous. I remember feeling jealous of that kid because He was so proud of his culture. He was so happy to just be alive and be on that beach that day and giving me some cheese in a pan. And he also sold me chiclets. It's like, and I couldn't believe it. From where this kid stood to where I had everything in the world. I was a wealthy, rich man to him in his eyes. And traveling, I've had a lot of experiences like that. And whenever I've come to a point in my life where I'm upset about, something not working out or not reaching a goal or not being quite to where I wanted to be, I think about these experiences and I think, how ridiculous it is sometimes, how superficial we are, how ungrateful we are. And when you learn to develop gratitude like a muscle and you wake up every morning and you take in every sense, your morning cup of coffee, you look out the window and you see the sunshine, that's being present. That's being alive every day. Too often we're too focused on going from A to B and we just want to get to B, and we're not living our lives every day going, wow, I'm just grateful to have 2 legs to walk on down the street. There's some people who can't even do that. They're in a wheelchair, their whole lives. There's people who have terminal illnesses. There's people who can't even see, they're blind. They don't have those abilities. And when you think about these things, the experiences that other people go through every day, there's never a reason not to be grateful for stuff. So I'm very passionate about this. And so I want to convey this to you and understand that it really is everything in life. So it is the key to happiness, and I truly believe it's the key to success. You could have millions, billions of dollars, and you can have all the money in the world, but if you live your life every day completely stressed and just miserable that, some deal's not going to work out or something, that's not happiness. You're not living a happy life. You're living a stressful life, So when you learn to live in your gratitude more and just be thankful for walking out the door, doorman opening the door for you, getting a beautiful cup of coffee, you're already wealthy. You're already present. You're grateful. You're happy. That's really the ultimate goal in life, isn't it? So it is the key to happiness. So when we realize this and we live in our gratitude, we develop the attitude of gratitude, right? So from our humility, learning to live in this as our foundation, we develop the attitude every day to really live in that. So as we wake up in the morning, to when we get ready, to when we walk to our job, to when we get in our car, a lot of people don't even have those options. They live in, very impoverished, nations. Some people do. They don't have the ability to get into a car, and we just take these things for granted all the time. So something to think about. So an attitude of gratitude is most important. And, it's important to realize that the first step in this is really setting the intention of being grateful. Our conscious mind and our subconscious mind are very different. Our conscious mind is only makes up about 5% of our daily activity. So walking, moving, seeing objects, talking to people, doing our daily activities only takes up about 5%, but our subconscious mind of our limited brain power takes up 95% of it. So 95% of what happens during the day is happening under the surface. Okay, so if you're walking down the street and you're upset about what someone did or what someone said, this is all going into your mind and it's being cemented in your subconscious. So you want to start training your mind to be a little bit more grateful and letting things slide off a little bit. And you can start to, move through your life daily with a smile, with just more happiness. So from that foundation of gratitude, we develop our attitude, and we can learn to live our lives during the day and have more positive interactions, in a sense. The problem is that, unfortunately, human beings, we have very old brains that are conditioned through our fight or flight response to, run from pain and move towards pleasure, right? Our brain hasn't always been conditioned to think of the happy feelings, when we're trying to run from tigers and bears, trying not to get eaten back in the day, right? It's only really kind of a modern idea in terms of our evolution that we're now able to live healthier, more fulfilling lives. But the problem is our brain isn't hardwired that way. The brain is like a muscle where you have to develop it. So if you want to live in happiness, if you want to develop your gratitude, you have to work on it daily, like a muscle, like you're going to the gym every day. And only through giving it attention can you actually make any difference in your life. So many people, they sit around every day like, why am I so depressed? Why am I so unhappy? Why can't I just be happy? Well, it's like, what are you doing? How do you live in that gratitude? How are you showing that gratitude every day? What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you check your iPhone? I bet you do. Are you watching something depressing? Yeah, you probably are, right? So you have to develop it like a routine. It's a habit. Gratitude is a habit, all right? So we got to start doing that. Also, the other thing is limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs are anything conscious as well as subconscious. A lot of us have a lot of subconscious, deep-rooted issues from our childhood, right? So when we're born, we have a clean slate, right? Our brain is fresh. And when we start to develop our attitudes, our indifferences towards the outside world, those are learned experiences. A lot of those from our parents, from our community, from the people who surround us, those are learned, okay? So, if you learned, for instance, like a limiting belief, like if you heard from your parents, money doesn't grow on trees, right? You develop this scarcity mindset about money, like money is hard to get. Money is something that I can't attain because it doesn't grow on trees. Okay, this is a very serious thing. What are we going to do about money? And you become anxious about money rather than thinking money is abundant. Money flows easily into my life. I will get money. Money is out there. There's plenty of money for everybody, right? That's the abundant mindset that you want to have. But a lot of us aren't raised with that, Money doesn't grow on trees, or all rich people are evil, or the government is evil, They're not. When you're a kid, you don't, unfortunately, have the disposition to look at these from a strong analytical point of view because, you're not quite developed yet. So we develop these things in our early years and we carry them into our adult life. And we don't realize that they're in auto mode in our subconscious mind. So there comes a time to where you need to learn to sit down, write down what your beliefs are, and they might actually be limiting you. Do you believe that money is hard to get? Do you believe that it's hard to lose weight? Do you believe that rich people are evil? Like, no. People, are evil in their own ways, right? Just because someone has more money doesn't mean that they're evil. People with a lot of money are the people who actually give more money away to the underprivileged people. So you have to get an education on this, and I actually want to do another video on money and wealth and our attitudes toward it, but that's a whole other subject. But that's just an example of these limiting beliefs that we get in our life. So gratitude, how do we develop it in our daily lives? And this is a routine that I do regularly every morning. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is smile, okay? And this isn't wake up and go, ding, like a crazy person. I wake up, I'm foggy. I take a deep breath. I close my eyes and I smile. and I think of things that I'm grateful for. And smiling biologically actually has an effect on your emotions. When you do that, it has been proven to naturally lift your mood. So smiling is a good thing for you. So just wake up, smile, just nice half smile, and just think of things you're grateful for right away. And you will be amazed at how it feels the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning to just wake up and smile. How it completely changed your routine from, my phone, what's going on in the world? Have I gotten an email? Did that person text me? The way you wake up, the way you start your day sets the tone for the day. So you want to wake up with gratitude, okay? All right? So second thing is meditation. I should say that really after you smile, you feel grateful, you think of things you're grateful for when you wake up. I go downstairs typically, and then I will, usually drink some water. Hydration is really important. Our bodies work on healing ourselves throughout the night, muscle repair, cell repair, and so I usually actually drink water. But after that, my next thing is meditation. And I've done meditation for about 15 years. It's something I've never really talked about with a lot of people, but it's something I've always done in my own time. And when I do it, I only do it for about 5 to 10 minutes, really at the most. When you do meditation, it's not quantity, it's quality for sure. And I usually like to sit in a nice comfortable place where I'm not going to be bothered. And I always put in headphones, just because when I can take the sounds out of my external environment, I can allow my mind to internalize a little bit better. And I usually listen to really soft meditation music, something that's not too melodic or crazy, like jazz, though I love jazz. I usually like to listen to some like a nice soft meditation playlist on Spotify or something like that. And it really just gets me in the zone. And I will sit down and I will breathe a lot, just in really deeply, hold it, out. And when you do this, your circulatory system naturally just sort of regenerates itself, and it gets that blood flowing, gets your heartbeat slowed down, and you naturally feel relaxed when you meditate. And then I go through my whole regimen of meditation, and I want to do that in another video. But it's very important. When I wake up, I don't fall asleep. But when I get done with meditation, I just feel completely rejuvenated, and I feel grateful, and those happy feelings just carry with me. And no matter what's happening in the morning with, my son or my wife, I already feel ready to tackle the day because I just feel grateful, and I'm feeling centered in my happiness. So it's extremely crucial. And then the next thing for gratitude is a gratitude journal, okay? And this is really important. Just keep it by your bedside, and you don't need a lot of time, right? We're all very busy people. We're all very strapped for time, but making time for your gratitude and your general attitude and mindset in life is so important. So I highly recommend keeping a journal by your bed. And after meditation, have a little bit of breakfast, my morning coffee. I like to just write down for 5 minutes what I'm grateful for, and just really just kind of let my mind just unload for a little bit, and just kind of think of other things. Sometimes I just write what I got to do in the day, or what I'm worried about, and why or how I can overcome it, because I'm just grateful for little things. If you have a busy meeting coming up, like an important event or an important meeting, and it stresses you out, you learn right away through gratitude to calm yourself down, because you really think about, life is so short. We're here for a limited time on earth, and it's like, what are we all so worried about? Life is amazing. The universe sees through us and speaks through us. We are so lucky to be here. The chances of being a human are 400 trillion to 1. That's insane odds. You know, we've already won the lottery just being alive here today. It's like that meeting you have coming up, that job interview you're worried about, that thing that might not work out and you might not get exactly what you want. It's like, come on. You know, at the end of the day, you have 2 legs, 2 arms, a working brain. You know, life is amazing. And you really don't have anything to worry about. And when you can take that attitude and, you know, move into your everyday life with that relaxation, you know, people are going to react differently to you. They're going to go, who's this person? Why do they seem like they're not stressed out? Why aren't they reacting differently to me? They're so relaxed. I admire this person, right? And it's not about admiration and ego, but it's just, you'll see that people will react differently to you when you're just so grateful. And even if they're rude to you or, you know, they said the wrong thing and you're like, man, that's okay, no worries, it's all right. You know, people go, wow, that's really big of you. You know, and you develop this stronger mindset. You're just stronger in general because whatever hits you in life, and life is always going to hit you. People like to think, I'm going to get to this ridge and then everything's going to be good. I'm going to get to this ridge and everything's going to be good. No, life is always going to punch at you. And the more gratitude and humility you have, you're always going to be able to just punch back, no problem. And after a while, things just don't bother you in the slightest. Whatever the issue is, you know, it just slides right off you. So, routine in the morning to be more grateful. Wake up and smile. Think of what you're grateful for. Meditation and journaling. Writing it down. Letting all those thoughts just empty your mind onto a physical manifestation on paper. It is a therapeutic experience, and I highly recommend it. If you guys are interested in meditation, if you've never meditated before, that's okay. Everybody likes to think of it as this very mysterious, esoteric thing. It's really not. Go check out the website, life20movement.com. We have tips there on meditating. There is also a guided meditation, so you can just put in the music, and it's actually me guiding you through meditation. I go through affirmations and just those techniques. Also breathing exercises, which is very vital for meditation. So check those out. So that's really it, guys. So gratitude is really the foundation of your life. It is the key to your happiness, no matter what you're going through, all right? When you can learn to think of situations being so much worse, you know, we're dealing with, you know, coronavirus and, you know, things are very hard. You know, people are dying. Nobody in my family has passed away, and I'm just extremely grateful for that. And you know, I'm just grateful for being able to wake up and be able to call my family and to being able to say hello. You know, a lot of people today aren't even able to do that because they've lost their own family members, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives. You know, it's a terrible thing. You know, but on the other side of the coin, it's like, think of how lucky you are if you haven't lost a family member or a friend or a colleague. You know, there's always something more to be grateful for, right? Any of us who walk the earth right now are more grateful, should be grateful that we're not in the ground, you know? And that sounds maybe crazy to some people, but when you learn to have that hindsight and you go, you know what? Things aren't that bad. You're always going to have the courage to lift yourself up. And that's why it's so crucial in life. And it really is everything. So I hope this meant something for you guys. I hope you got something from it. Gratitude really is everything. And it's really like a religion to me. And I hope that you got something from it. So I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please stay tuned for more videos. And if you really like this, please give me a like and hit the subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. All right. Wishing you guys lots of love.